Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I won't be singing, as you've probably seen from the title. Today's video is about Kung Fu Panda 4. Now, you may be wondering, Adi, why are you making something that isn't a cover? Is it possible that you're good at other things? And to be honest, no. But I do like movies, and I've always wanted to make a video of this sort. So we're finally here actually doing it. This idea came to me while watching the movie. I blacked out and woke up next to my recording equipment and a full script already written out for me. Happy days! Now, before I say anything else, let me tell you the three things I was scared about when I saw the trailer and then went to the theaters to watch the final product. 1. I was scared, terrified even, that Awkwafina
Oh
would pull her
God.
usual 100% silly nature and not add any emotion to her character.
Not again!
2. I was scared that the movie would fall for the master passes on legacy trope and be completely ordinary. And finally, I was scared it would rely too much on nostalgia to keep the film going and not have any original content or substance to it. Let's talk about the first one. I think it's quite obvious by now that I don't really like Awkwafina as an actor quite that much, and I haven't listened to her music enough to make a judgment. I didn't even know she was going to be in it. There's going to be a Kung Fu Panda 4? Hell yeah! Oh my god, I can't wait to see who's in it. No. No! I sat down in the theater and my heart immediately sank. But to be honest, she did a pretty good job. This might have been the first bearable performance that she has put up, and I even thought that she was good in certain parts. So good job, Aquafina. You now have the coveted Addy stamp of approval. What about the second one? Did it fall for the trope? Well, kinda. Now, of course, this is the classic, the character that we love so much finally has to find a successor to hand their mantle to type of story. But I think it was managed in a very clever way. The same way Bullet Train took such an ordinary action concept but elevated it into something so much more. There's a whole video about it by Phil Mento, which I recommend you check out. I will link to it in the description below. It's a classic trope, but it's less in your face about it and it actually shows a story arc rather than just reminisce on the main character's past. It's like the previous three films have been leading up to this, the big finale, and it was the plan all along. Am I saying that this is better than the other three films? Hell no. Am I saying that this would have worked better as a standalone film? Well, some of the scenes wouldn't be as effective, but it would fare so much better if it did not have a trio of masterpieces come before it. The third and final thing. This is what I was most afraid of. Hollywood has seen better days. So, with all major corporations scrambling for opportunities to fuel every film with some inch of nostalgia through sequels, prequels, the remake of a classic remake, things have become exhausting for all of us, and I can't be the first one to say this. I saw the trailer and saw that a villain called the Chameleon would probably have little to no personality, and the only substance she would have is the fact that she can turn into previous villains. Perfect! Put in none of the work and make all of the bank. Although this might have been the hook that got people into the theaters, seeing their favorite villains back on the big screen, Titan versus Titan, David versus Goliath, everything that is holy and also not, that was not the case. The characters were part of the film, but only for a few minutes in the beginning and for a few minutes at the end. The rest was the film standing on its own two paws. And can I just say, the chameleon is gang as hell. Always mentioning the street rules and all that. The no personality thing might have been true. Overall, I think that this was a really fun watch. I think the story always has the minimum amount of content that keeps one want to continue watching and not switch to watchmojo.com instead. The action scenes are surprisingly good. The comedy can lag a little, but they always come back with good jokes. And it's something for the whole family to watch. It's a Kung Fu Panda movie. I'll give this a solid 7 out of 10. Well, if you would like to continue to Addy's Geek Corner, please stay on the video. But if you're fine with just a review, you can go watch the other video you've been eyeing for so long. I see you. But thank you so much for staying this long. Welcome to Addy's Geek Corner. This is just a place for the real ones who just like movies in general and like talking about some of the technical aspects. Don't take me for a deep diver in film theory, I'm just doing this for fun. Full disclosure, these parts will be quite raw and unedited for the most part. Don't let myself look bad. It'll be more like a podcast than an actual video, just a visual podcast, I guess. I'm gonna be taking these off because they are uncomfortable and I can't see very well. There should be a progress bar somewhere around the video that tells you how long each section is. So if you want to skip to a section that you like, feel free to do so. First of all, what insane sound design this movie has. I was in absolute awe at the heavenly chords that my ears were experiencing throughout the film. By sound design, I don't just mean sound effects, but also the soundtrack. Hans Zimmer is an absolute treasure, and I love him. Yes, him in specific. My love for sound design mostly stems from the fight scenes in the film, even the silly ones. The one fight in the Happy Bunny place, which is the silly one, the fight between Poe and Jen, and the fight when Poe fights himself, the chameleon, as himself, and does the anime thing where the punches connect with each other and there's a huge explosion. What a treat! What a delight! Second, the set design in this movie was so high quality that I started to doubt that it was even animated. A lot of the sets kind of hit the balance between the live action Lion King remake and completely animated, and it was insanely pleasing to look at. And again, the Happy Bunny restaurant, tavern, whatever it is, you can feel the atmosphere dripping. You can feel the woody texture, which I really, really like. The cinematography in this film, especially in the action sequences, were just phenomenal. Split screen technique did not have to be used, but its use made the scene just that much more epic. I did not know what it's called, but I do know it looks like an actual camera just following the characters around, like there was a use of real practical effects. They did not shy away from making things extra epic, though, which explains why my jaw was on the floor during the Poe versus the chameleon fight. You could say they made the movie more realistic, but in all the right ways. Nothing too overbearing. My point is, the camera work looked so real. The camera work looked so real. It blew my mind. I understand that it's probably much easier to do with animation than in real life because there isn't several kilograms of equipment that you have to physically move around to do that. But still, I loved it. They incorporated several different cinematography styles into one movie, and I am a sucker for that. Also, thank God that we finally got an all bad villain. This is what really made the chameleon for me. As of late, any sort of antagonist always has a story behind why they're doing the evil activities that they are, that makes the audience feel for them. I don't think this is a bad thing. I think it adds a layer that makes the story more interesting. But all bad villains are just so much more fun to watch, you know? They do bad things just because they can and want, and I love it. If the chameleon had just a little bit more purity in her, she would just be a more ambitious Dr. Doofenshmirtz. We saw an all bad in Puss in Boots, and we got one in Kung Fu Panda. All hail DreamWorks, not recently though. Lastly, the voice actors did a fabulous job. We can always expect that from Jack Black, but I am impressed that Awkwafina was able to, or told to, hold back for once and actually have a character that isn't just comic relief, which is not all we want from a main character, and Kung Fu Panda is a testament to that. And Ian McShane as Tai Lung, my ears are pleased to say the least. If you managed to stick around for this long, I would like to thank you with all my heart, genuinely. I have wanted to do this kind of project for a long, long time, but I didn't think I had it in me. I still don't think I do, but there's no harm in trying, is there? Is there? Anyway, though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you whenever. Bye bye.